pregame.com.
In the NFL this week, we have a Saturday game, no Thursday game, no Monday night game. The solitary game this week is on Saturday. It's the Atlanta Falcons, the Detroit Lions. This looked like maybe a marquee matchup before the season started. Things didn't turn out so well for Detroit. Falcons a 4.5-point favorite. The total's 50.5. Steve Fezzik.
Good news for the people in Detroit. Plenty of time to get to the grocery store. You got 2 more days to go ahead and stock up on big paper bags. You know, go ahead and put your decorations so no one recognizes you at the game. What a train wreck this Lion team has been. You look at the statistics. This team is more adept at losing games that they should win than any team I've ever seen. And what's funny is you could just see that Arizona stinker coming. You know, you can imagine that Detroit, after all these bad games, says, "Oh, here's a game we're finally going to win." I can only imagine the trouble they got into in Arizona the night before the game. I wonder what time their curfew was. Let's go with the technicals. And I said I'm going to bet against Atlanta every week. I said that, and I said, but I can't bet against them last week because it was a really good spot for them. They stink. They're the worst 12-2 team in the history of the NFL, and they'll probably be the worst, maybe 13-2 team after I lose betting on Detroit this week. But 5.8 yards per play for, 5.9 against. That's minus 0.1. Detroit has great stats. They're plus 0.2. Yeah. The problem with Detroit is they're such knuckleheads. Let me sum up the Detroit Lions. You bet on the Lions, you get a sack. It's 3rd and 18. The other team throws a dump pass for 6 yards. What can you expect to happen? Well, you're going to get a linebacker to come in and try to hit the guy early to get a pass interference call, even though he has no chance to get the first down. Also, he's going to go ahead and level the guy with a close to a blow to the head, so you could possibly call a personal foul. And then the guy falls down, and by some miracle, you get no penalty because you get a player-friendly ref, and then he woofs over him until finally he has to throw the flag. It's just mind-boggling how stupid this team is. Stupid players, stupid coach. I'm a big believer. Belichick would have none of this nonsense. You fumble once with Belichick, you're on the bench for 5 weeks, you know?
And you look at Stafford's numbers, just as pure numbers are not that bad, really. But then you translate it into what happens in the actual game, and it doesn't translate.
But let me finish with the strength of opposition. Atlanta's played a cupcake schedule. Their strength of opposition is .445, and you look at Detroit.
What's that mean in English?
In English, their opponents are winning 44% of their games that they're not playing against Atlanta. So on average, they're playing non-playoff teams week after week after week. And then you look at the flip side in Detroit. You look at their division. They got no cream puffs in their division. The Vikings is the only easy game, and then they give up 2 kick returns when they lose to the Vikings. So their opponents are above average. You put it all together. If you were blind and you just look at the stats, you'd say Detroit should be favored. Now, what's funny about this game on the look-ahead line? This line came pick, and I've got a buddy that I send over, when I'm busy to, take a look at what the early lines are. And I said, we got to bet on Atlanta pick them. That's crazy. And he said, you're crazy. The Atlanta stats are horrible. How can you possibly do that? I said, because the line's going to come 3 and I'm fighting with them. And now I'm like in another group, and the line's 4 and it's going higher. And I said, when this hits 5, we got to bet Detroit. And to which people say, you're crazy to like Detroit. So I'm like, I don't know. Pick and +5 seems like a pretty good middle to me.
I think it's a great middle. Chuck Edel.
Anybody's been watching the videos, and I've been with you on anti-Atlanta all season. And then you look at this Detroit team, like you say, a train wreck, but they, with a good coach, they could easily, the record could be, turned around. I mean, you look at how they lost the Indianapolis game on the last play of the game. Mm-hmm. You look at the Thanksgiving game against Houston, how they had ample opportunities.
The challenge flag.
This crazy stuff. The Green Bay games. Remember the one Green Bay game? They didn't even cover. They were winning with 2 minutes left. Green Bay got the touchdown, and then the field goal with like 16 seconds left to burn my butt.
Right.
But
I think I had the winner then.
Twice against Green Bay, they had the lead. Of course, they dominated the first half on that Sunday night game against Green Bay. And like you say, Atlanta, they're a soft schedule. Their defense giving up 5.9 yards per play. That's too many points, I think, too. I think I could see this game being a field goal type game here.
Atlanta can't run the ball.
I think
not
Turner's
great
lost
against
a few steps here.
Oh, a few? Yeah.
And Atlanta can't stop the run at all. And, you talk about sometimes it's so obvious when you put in the big picture. People are cutting in line to bet these loser Lions +6 in Lambeau. They're cutting in line, knocking the line down to 5.5. But now they don't want them +6 against this crappy Atlanta team. One thing real important
I was going to say, do you bet it now or do you wait?
Yeah, what's real important, especially for those here in Las Vegas, this is a singleton game. It's Thursday. The holidays are coming up.
Saturday, but
Thursday, Saturday, close enough.
Single game,
it's a singleton game, even better. So all the tourists are going to be down. So what's going to happen is you're going to see some silly first half line. This line's going to go up to 5. You're going to get plus 3.5 on Detroit first half. You're going to get a great second half line. You're going to get a great bets in live wagering because everyone's going to be betting on Atlanta.
Well, coming off a 34-0 win over the Super Bowl champions, that's what people.
Right.
That's what they see. That's what they think.
So there's no hurry at all of this. I myself, I'm not going to bet $1 pre-flop on this game until like half an hour before kickoff. I'm sure I'm going to bet the first half. I'm going to bet live wagering. I'm going to bet the second half. That's how I'm going to get at it. But for our purposes, I'll have to just put my play out beforehand. But that's my recommendation on how to bet it.
Exactly. I don't want to see you in Reno either, by the way. We talked about it. Let's go ahead.
Free country, young man.
Let's make it official.
Official play here. Am I really on these guys? Yes, I am on the Detroit Lions here, plus 4.5. I expect if you wait, you might well get even better if you play first half. I'm even thinking about flying to Reno and betting at Atlantis or Peppermill, plus 6. But I'm confident as long as you get past that key number of 4 at 4.5 or more, it's a solid play.
Don't tell anybody at the Peppermill or Atlantis what he said, would you please?
They know me.
Yeah, coming up next, I'm going to give my free pick, my best bet, on the Patriots and Jaguars. And just a reminder, you can see all our videos at pregame.tv.